And we're live.
Have you been playing Rust, Destiny? Are you on the Rust train with what seems like every other streamer?
Yeah, there's like a big like cloud server that everybody's on now, and of course I'm jumping on. Well, I really like Rust. I've got like 1,000 hours in it, so when I saw an opportunity to join it, yeah, so I'm on that server now.
Yeah,
you're a big Rust player.
I'm getting closer to 2,000 hours now. I've been grinding so hard for the last couple of weeks. It had nothing to do with like the Twitch Rust craze or whatever. Like we started like getting into Rust again like a week before that happened, and I was like, oh look, I'm a trendsetter. But in reality, it's just like, yeah, it's a great fucking game, and people are like waking up to that, and some streamers are playing it and seeing that it's actually I don't know how they stream it. Deal with like, actually, I do. It's because they're playing on that PVE server, and they're all pretending to play Rust. That's how they stream.
They're all pretend. What do you mean pretending to play Rust?
They have kicked out Pastilli and a few other people for actually playing Rust, and shooting people.
Wait, like trying to take over bases? That's the whole point?
No, shooting people. No. Yeah, the whole point is, the point is up to you. The point is up to the player, for one thing. Like there's a guy that's playing not with me, but in the same server as me, and I know him, and he's a weed farmer. He does nothing but grow hemp. He has a multi-tiered weed farm where he grows tens of thousands of cloth a day, which is a useful resource, but to me, he's not playing the game.
He's a make-believe weed farmer.
He grows hemp. Hemp is a thing in the game. You can do agriculture indoors. It requires a lot of wiring and plumbing that you have to do in game.
Oh my god, dude, this sounds awful.
No,
he loves it.
There's Minecraft parallels here, and I know people get tired of that, but
yeah,
I know guys who would think that is the most amazing thing. Does he just have building like stacks and stacks of very
multi-tiers? There's timed lightings. Like where the lights come on, the lighting is perfect. He had to selectively pick the genome for the plants and clone them.
That's
like he
really
had to
cool.
He found hemp plants that had ideal genetics and cloned those hundreds and hundreds of times. And he repeatedly plants that clone of hemp because it grows more quickly and produces more cloth, and the water consumption is better.
You're right that he's just pretending to play, because this is just a dry run for his own weed farm in his house.
Perhaps. But then there's people like me who really like the grinding aspect and running the monuments. And then once you're established, doing lots of PvP. And then there's people who think that's lame. And all they want to do is fight continuously. And if you're ever hitting a fucking tree, you fucked up and you're a pussy now. Like there's lots of different ways to play the game.
And that's how Pastilli wants to play, and they booted him?
Pastilli wants to like PvP, and they kicked him and 2 or 3 other people for actually PvPing in the server. They're all, in my opinion, they're PvEing. They're like doing some sort of communal PvE, like let's just hang out and pretend to play Rust kind of thing. In my opinion,
this is what you think Pastilli's doing.
Pastilli wanted to actually play some Rust and shoot some people in the Rust server, and they kicked him out.
And you would argue that on this server, it's the unwritten rule is that it's PvE.
It's not even an unwritten rule. They're not allowed to learn
for big PvP. Yeah. So basically, the thing about Rust is that when you play Rust on big servers, the thing is that Rust is the type of game where happiness is a zero-sum game, okay? The only way you create happiness on a Rust server is by taking it from other people, okay? That's where all of the fun comes in. It's from raiding people's bases, it's from stealing all of their shit, and then it's making fun of them in chat when you watch their naked bodies run back to the base to see if you left anything behind while you're still camping outside with a rifle ready to kill them when they run out with like the 2 guns they had left. That's like all of what Rust is antagonizing people until they type in racial slurs and get banned from the server. This is literally like the core big server experience with Rust.
This guy gets it.
So this is the core gameplay experience with Rust. And then what happened was now Rust is a game of a lot of possibilities. Like he said, you can have hemp farmers, you can do cool little RP things. Like I think on this server, there are people who do like taxi services. They fly each other on the map and stuff. Basically, a bunch of streamers just wanted to set up a server where they could like do a bunch of like funny, cute, clever, creative things or whatever for YouTube stuff or whatever. So it doesn't really work that well when you have people that are like hardcore PvPers. I understand that a lot of the Rust community is ultra ass mad. So I used to play on Rustified a little bit, and then Rustopia were the 2 servers that I played a ton on. And I know that there's like a very hardcore contingent people of like PvPers out there. And when I say hardcore, what I mean is like these guys have never mined a tree in their life. They log in, they've got like 7 dudes that have already mined up all their shit for them. They go to the base, they get the guns, and they go out and they start raiding people. That's all they do. A lot of people want to do like the heavy PvP stuff, but it doesn't really work well when other people on the server just want to like kind of goof off and have fun. And that's where like a lot of the people have been getting irritated. We're like, oh, we want to see like crazy PvP shit. And then the streamers are like, oh, well, we're kind of Care Bears. We just want to like role play with each other and build stuff. So that's like,
and the best part about it, let me just throw this in there. The best part about it is that maybe the worst part, it depends on your viewpoint. All of these kids, and I do mean kids, are watching these videos and they're like, oh, Rust looks like so much fun. I'm going to go play Rust. And so they jump into like my server, and my server is not a fucking role play server. My server is a quad server of PvPers. Like I mentioned that one guy with a hemp farm. He's just a guy who likes me, who wanted to jump in there and just be silly and like do his own thing because he knew it'd be fun. Everybody else is fucking killing each other. We're riding around like killing all the fucking time. It's all anybody's doing. So like these kids jump in and they're in the chat like, how do people even get enough resources to raid? I don't understand. Like what are you guys doing? How do I make a house? Like the YouTubers aren't teaching anybody how to like, or the Twitch guys aren't teaching people how to play the game. They're teaching them how to like do some sort of make-believe version in a safe zone. It's fun for us because these people are clueless and they're running around in our world.
Is there a way, Kyle, for you and your band of heavy hitters to get into that PvE server and start running amok?
No, they ban you. It's invite only in the safe zone. In my safe place.
I mean, you're the one you just said earlier that you're taking credit for Rust booming right now. I heard you. We all heard it. I quote, I, Kyle Myers, am responsible for Rust's popularity.
I am a trendsetter. Yeah.
Don't you misquote me.
January 14th, 11
Put that evil on me.
Time stamped.
Is Bastilli very good at PvP? He's very good in Tarkov, so I thought maybe he could be good in Rust. Do you know?
I think so. The thing is, like, there's such a huge learning curve with like, so like you could be pretty good with like a custom SMG if you've just played any other game because the recoil pattern is this long, lazy S. But like, if you try to fight a guy who's good with an AK, he's just gonna like triple headshot you, and it feels like he just flipped a switch and you instantly died. Like, so yeah, he's okay at like mid-level PvP, I'm sure, because if he can just if he knows to crouch when he shoots a semi-automatic rifle, and he knows to like do a little lazy S with like the custom SMG, but the top tier weapons are very, very hard to use, and they're top tier for a reason. They just turn people off like a light switch when you're good with them. My friend, like Timu, just beat the world record. He is now has the best spray on UKN. He just set a new world record, and he's not the best player on the team.
Yeah, so Bastilli's good, but he's not as good as the specialists.
No, not even close. Like yeah. It's the people you got to use an AK to be like top tier. You just do.
Yeah, you showed us that. Who was it? Was it Timu who killed the 4-man team on the monument?
Yeah, that was Timu's point of view. Yeah,
it was fun because like the one guy's like, "Oh my god, I think there's 4 of them," and he's like, "Yes, I killed them." No, you're not hearing. There's 4. I killed 4. Like, oh, okay, yeah, all right,
yeah. Yeah, that and Paris wanted me to make it known that he is better than Timu at PvP. Like after I said that on the show, he's like, "This is bullshit. This is bullshit. You've just told hundreds of thousands of people that Timu is better than me. We have to have another 1v1." You know what, Kyle? I'll be honest with you. I've been holding back so that you and Mitty could have a little bit more fun. But from now on, I'm just going balls to the wall. I feel like I've misrepresented myself here. I've got to show you what I can do. And sure enough, like they go and have a 1v1, and Paris wins the 1v1, and then like all night Paris is just slaying the fuck out of everybody. But
is Timu just like, once again, I don't understand why you want to. He's on the podcast or something. What?
Yeah, pretty much. Timu has no idea.
With my friends.
Timu is he set a new world record, like I said, on UKN, which is a very big deal. It's the server that like everybody who wants to be good at shooting in Tarkov goes to. It's the best one to like dial in their recoil pattern. And I don't remember what his percentage was, 88% or something like that. Which means nothing to you, but it's incredible. It's pretty nuts.
This is it's fun to me that you're having fun with. Every so often in Call of Duty, I would grab a couple of guys from the Optic professional team and we'd pub stomp. You know, so me and the boys would never get beat.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how you. Yeah, we were quite the team.
Yeah, we were quite the team.
Did you like my help of using my 3 times frag at the beginning of every spawn? No kills.
Yeah, I'm glad Rust is doing well because I saw the devs made like $2 million last week or something like that. So that's just going to help fuel more updates for this calendar year and get more stuff out more quickly. I hope they're not just like going in my bank account. I hope they're like putting like a little bit of it back into the dev team and speeding up some of the things that people want and that have been promised.